Hi guys, my name is Valerie and this is a channel about America. In this video we're gonna talk about student visa and I'll tell you about all restrictions, what you should not and what you should do to maintain your student status. So if that's something you're interested in, keep on watching. The student visa is called H1 visa, and this visa allows you to stay in America and get American education. You can go to college, you can go to university, you can get bachelor degree, you can get master degree, you can do MBA program, or you can go to English classes. Although everything sounds simple and easy, but there are some restrictions for student visa and something you guys as international students have to do to maintain your student status. And some of those restrictions are not my favorite, but there is nothing we can do about it. So let's start. The first, in my personal opinion, awful restriction is that you're not allowed to work out of campus while you're attending classes. So during your education, while you're taking classes in a college or in a university, you're not allowed to work out of campus. Although you can work on campus, but 20 hours per week max. So you won't be able to work 21 hours or 25 hours, just 20 hours max, and you won't get paid a lot because usually job on campus, they pay like the minimum wage of the state. So that's a big disadvantage because we know that education in the United States is not cheap, especially for international students. You're gonna pay 2 or 3 times more than locals people do, and at the same time you're not allowed to work and get some money to pay for your education. That's why you need to make sure that your parents can provide you with good amount of money to move here and to get your education, or maybe get some savings before moving in. But the good news is you'll be able to work outside of the campus during the OPT. OPT is optional practical training, and this is the time when you can go and work outside of the campus. So that is the main restriction. You're not allowed to work outside of the campus while you're taking classes. If you do that and somebody finds out, you might get problem with your visa status and your visa can get cancelled. The next restriction is that you are not allowed to take less than 12 credits per quarter. So each quarter, fall, winter, spring, summer, you have to take at least 12 credits to be qualified as international student. If you don't take 12 credits, your visa can get cancelled. In each institution, different class can include different number of credits. So in my college, each class was 5 credits. In your college, it might be different. So in my college, for example, I had to take at least 3 classes each quarter, although it would be like 15 credits, not 12, but I couldn't take 2 classes because it would be 10 credits and I would break my student visa status if I took only 2 classes. Here is something you need to know. So for example, in the following quarter, you have to take 3 classes, right? For example, each class costs 5 credits, but you realize that one of the classes you have to take is not available in this quarter, so it will be available the next quarter. So in this case, you would have to take either another class from your program if you still have some, or you would have to take another additional class from like other program which you don't really need just to maintain your student status. That's why you need to be very careful while making your schedule. You need to think ahead and make sure that you'll have at least 12 credits each quarter, because otherwise your college will make you to take an extra class which you won't need and you'll waste money on it. Another restriction is that you are not allowed to take more than 1 online class per quarter. In case, I don't know, you're thinking about taking a trip, or you wanna, again, go travel somewhere, or you have some, I don't know, plans coming up and you're thinking about taking all 3 classes online during fall quarter so you can, I don't know, stays in different state or something. You're not allowed to do that. Only 1 class can be online class, all other classes have to be face-to-face. Although that might have changed during quarantine, because we know that most of the colleges, they transferred all their classes to online, so that might not be a restriction now anymore. Another bad thing is that you're not allowed to apply for financial aid or some scholarships which were made for local people. Although you can always apply for international student scholarship and international student financial aid. Among things which you have to do to maintain your student status is to pay for your medical insurance each quarter. In my college, insurance was included in education already, so I would pay $400 each quarter no matter what. And during summer quarter, when I would want to take a break and I wouldn't go to college, I still would have to pay my insurance. If you don't pay your insurance, you can break your visa status as well. International students who go to a college or to a university can get an OPT. OPT is an optional practical training. This is a 1 year where you can work outside of campus and you can find a full-time job, and you can find even more than one job, and you can get paid as any other person who lives in America. A student can be qualified for OPT after 1 year of graduation. So for example, if your program in college is a 2-year program, you can go to a college for 1 year and after take OPT. During OPT, you are not allowed to take classes, and after OPT, you can go back to college and finish your program. But I decided that it would be better to finish my program completely and after start looking for a job. So there is one restriction about this OPT time. Within 1 year of OPT, you can stay unemployed only for 3 months. If, for example, your OPT starts on the 1st of January and it ends on the 1st of January next year, and if within that year you were unemployed for 3 months, you'll break your visa status and you'd have to leave the United States. So to avoid this happening, you have to think in advance and start looking for a job as soon as possible. So if you know that your OPT will start on the 1st of January, you should start looking for your job in August, because it might take time. And if you're well prepared, you'll make sure that you have a job in January or February at least. Because if you start looking for a job on January when your OPT starts, you'll realize that you actually might be unemployed for 3 months or even more, because job search is not that easy and is not that fast process in the United States. It also might happen that you won't get your work authorization card, which you will get when you apply for OPT right after you graduate from college, because it also might take time. So for example, your last quarter in college ends on 15th of December, and your OPT card, your work authorization card, comes in 15th of January. So that month between 15th of December and 15th of January, you're not allowed to work. You're also not taking classes because your program is over, and you're not allowed to work yet. Even if you have an employee who is offering you a contract to sign and be like, hey, you can start right away. No, you can't, because that would mean that you would work illegally because you still don't have your work authorization card. So that's also something to keep in mind, and just make sure that you don't break that law. Another rule which applies to OPT is that when your OPT is over, you have 3 options. You can either go study in somewhere else, you can go to college or to university. You can apply for work visa if your company offered you one, or you can leave America. Not that many options, but it is what it is. So you better work hard during that OPT to get your work visa. Another thing is that every time you want to leave America, you have to ask your institution to sign your I-20 form. Because if you leave the United States and you want to come back, the officer will check your I-20 form. And if it was not signed recently, he or she might be curious if you really attend in this institution, or if you just got your I-20 form but you never actually went to your college or university. That's why every time you want to leave America, just make sure you take your I-20, you go to your college or university and make them sign it. You also might get in the situation when your visa is expired, and what to do in this case? Really? Nothing. Visa is not that important as your student status, because you might get your visa for like 2 years or even 3 years, but for some reason, because of the program changes or OPT or something, you can stay in America more than that time, and during that time you won't break your student status. So for example, I got my visa for 3 years. I had 2-year program at college and 1 year of OPT, but during studying at college, I realized that I want to change my program, and I changed from project management to digital marketing, which also kind of messed my schedule a little. As a result, I had to go to college not 2 years but 2.5 years, including 2 summer breaks. after which I applied for OPT, and in total I stayed in America 3.5 years. So even my visa has expired, I still was staying here legally because I didn't break my status. You only need your visa to travel outside of the United States. So of course, even if you maintain your student status but your visa is expired and you leave America and you go to your country, you won't be able to come back. But if you're staying in America and you're not planning to leave, your visa can be expired and you don't have to worry about that. But if there's something happens and you really need to go back to your country, you would have to go to embassy there in your home country and apply for new visa. So these were the main rules and restrictions of student visa. I hope it was a helpful video. If you did like it, go ahead and click the like button. If you have any questions, please ask them in comments. And as always, I wish you have a good day or a good night. Bye.